And hello, I think I'm live. Bear with me, apparently a live stream is actually offline. Let me just double check that's not the case. Okay, no, I'm live. Right. Sorry, I'm basically, because I'm still at the summer school, I only have one monitor, I don't have my HD webcam. I lie, I have an HD webcam, I just forgot to plug it in because I'm still at the summer school. I only have one monitor, and because I'm trying to show for video, I can't really, I have to keep switching screens and it's not fluid. But let's forget about that and concentrate more on what we're here to do, which is to watch the Clone Wars trailer. So, if you're not aware, which would be weird because I'm watching me talk about it, Star Wars: The Clone Wars was the animated series, the CG animated series, which was between 2008 and not too long ago. Actually, it lasted a fair few series, and they weren't all every year. I can't remember off the top of my head. I got around to binge watching, well, all of Clone Wars because I watched like the first 3 series or 2.5 series when I was doing my GCSEs in like 2010, 2011, but I stopped, and then I realised I hadn't really finished watching it, so about a year ago I basically binge watched the entire series, including the unfinished episodes, so every single content that they made, I watched it, and it was a very decent and highly acclaimed animated Star Wars series. It has some decent storylines, although it also has a pretty stupid storyline, so it was kind of hit and miss either way. But we'd all assumed it was very much done with. It was one of the few non-movie visual content that is still canon. The other Star Wars Clone Wars series isn't canon anymore. This one is, which to some degree makes sense because it clashed a bit, but also some of it was actually quite a good backstory of what happened. But regardless, but I mean, we all assumed that because it was cancelled by Lucasfilm Animation before the Disney handover, I'm sure. So we were, and then we had Star Wars Rebels, which was made by Disney, and that was kind of what we assumed the next stage we were going to go to. So it's kind of surprising to hear. And I literally just heard it as I was about to start my Doctor Who review, which you can see my channel about a Doctor Who trailer. It came about that apparently they're revitalizing Star Wars Clone Wars. It's very surprising because a lot of Disney's strategy is trying to move forward. I mean, that might seem odd with the release of Rogue One and Solo, but that's still new ground. We've never really explored between, at least we've never really had much, canon-wise anyway, we've not really explored between the end of Revenge of the Sith and the beginning of the New Hope, the sort of grey area of the continued rise of the Empire. So it's surprising that with Disney being very much creating new content, new things we haven't seen before, they're going back and actually now gonna renew the Clone Wars and leave off where we ended. The last episode of the Clone Wars just wasn't unfinished. Was, I believe, the episode where Ahsoka left the temple. Now, I haven't watched Rebels, so now I'm going to have to watch Rebels before the new Clone Wars comes out, because some of the characters in the Clone Wars went over to Rebels, which is why I'm confused with being Clone Wars back, because Rebels is actually a direct sequel to Clone Wars. So it's kind of you finish the original series, you have your sequel, but then you're going to push your original series longer and sort of push your sequel ahead. I don't know if the Clone Wars renewal will refer forward to the Rebels, but just in case it does, even if it's tonally or symbolically rather than actual plot-wise, I'm going to have to binge watch Rebels, which isn't a bad thing. I'm just going to find the time to do it. But yeah, we left it off on a sort of a cliffhanger where Ahsoka had left Jedi Order, and I assume we see what happens Ahsoka later in Rebels. We haven't seen it, but I know she's in it. In the unfinished episodes, Obi-Wan and Anakin briefly discuss it, but nothing really other than that. I guess we did. I guess they're going to explore the final years of the war, really. Maybe even actually remake the episode of Clone Wars where we see the attack on Coruscant, which directly leads to the Battle of Coruscant, and the kidnapping of the Chancellor. That'd be cool, actually, to see that CGI form. I'll speculate more. I will watch the trailer. It's, unlike the Doctor Who trailer, 2 minutes and 41 seconds, so hopefully it won't actually be parroted. It won't actually be taken down for this, but maybe if I switch view so you can see what I'm looking at, and let's watch this trailer.
The name's Rex, but you'll call me Captain or Sir. War does not come with a guarantee. No soldier gets the promise of safety. My designation is Trooper 27-5555, sir.
Oh, fives!
Not heavy. This is Echo. I'm Commander Cody, your new boss. Sir, yes, sir! Looks like we got ourselves a batch of shinies, Commander. Look around. We're one and the same. Same heart, same blood. Your training is in your blood. My blood's boiling for a fight. So any idea what this is our war? This can't be good. We need to pull back. Get them to follow us. If we can draw them out, we can see them. If we can see them, we can hit them.
All right, Rex. What's so important that you brought us all the way back here?
Hello, Master. It's been a while.
Oh, wow. Well, there is certainly a lot to pack here, isn't there? God, that bit was dark, and that was chilling. Chilling is how I will describe the trailer as a whole. So it splits 2 bits for the first half, which is Bradley Baker doing a fantastic job, as always, of voicing each and every clone and giving them the heart and soul that makes you connect and care about them. I gasped when I heard Fives' name, and then I continued to express strong feels when I heard the other names of Fives' team, because, spoiler alert, they'll die in the series. And Fives' death's very, very tragic. A bit awkwardly, actually, because I never felt Fives' death was executed very well. I don't think he was shocked because he was going through mental trauma and he was about to attack Anakin, but pretty sure they could have stunned him or something, or restrained him or whatever. They were just very trigger happy, and it was kind of a rushed plot at that point. But the bit where, this bit's cool, and then it gets cooler because we start playing out Rex's helmet, and Rex is a beautiful character, and then we hear of the other, and then we hear Cody, and then we hear more chatter. We see a battle. This gives me chills because it's such a very artsy way to present this. I'm assuming it's just made for a trailer, and it pulls the right chords on your string, because I don't know, Clone Wars was never a perfect series, but when it did it right, and you cared about them. Wow.
Training is in your blood, and my blood's boiling for a fight. So I hope any idea what you've done.
It's very chilling at that point, because it's like, until then it was like just a speech and people responding to a speech, but then it's kind of then more Borgy, more Legion, more, you know, hive mind, different voices of not talking about the same thing, but kind of being one body. It's like that's the thing. It's like a hive. It's like one body of people, and that's just, so chilling. Wow. The bit with that and with all the helmets disintegrate, and then that was the first half. Then we cut into the footage. Then we hear the Star Wars theme. Well, I can't tell if I'm supposed to remember who he is. I can't remember if he's one of the characters we saw in the unfinished episodes. It's hard to recognize them because the characters weren't finished. Obviously that's Rex, it's Anakin. So this is just a shot of them all. A very visually full shot of them all standing over a bunch of ships. I mean, to it, it's actually split into 3 parts, and then the designs on the characters are definitely different. It's like it's weird. It artistically looks different but the same. I mean, here it looks very much like, well, a painting, to be honest, fan art.
You brought us all the way back here.
When they get into this point, less so. But still, like, Obi-Wan's face has changed slightly. Anakin looks older. Obi-Wan looks much more like he does in Revenge of the Sith. The last season of the Clone Wars, before this one, they updated the models, and because it was close to the end of the war, they stopped wearing their armor-ish Jedi outfits, and actually what we saw them in the next episode, in episode 3. I mean, presumably by the blue hue.
Us all the way back here.
Oh no, okay, turn on at that point, never mind. I think that's one of the Night Owls from Mandalore. And that's obviously Ahsoka. Who obviously... Wait, is she wearing lightsabers? No lightsabers? And then... Yeah, so I guess that's obviously going to be one of the plots of the episode. It's much more of a tease than anything. But I mean, it's definitely... I still find it so strange. I mean, I'm happy, especially this. I'm so happy that this is what they've done. This is just a beautiful trailer, and it makes me excited. Which it shouldn't. I mean, I like the Clone Wars, but I was no means like that strong of a fan in it. To really justify the amount of feels I'm feeling at the moment, but God, I'm feeling a lot of feels. Mainly for the clones, which again are portrayed beautifully by D. Bradley Baker, who does a good job at voicing them individually, but still giving them unique personalities. And this obviously it's very artistically shot, so that's the first bit. This is just a nice bit of animation. We see a nice bit of sort of movement in the background and stuff. It's basically a winner shot, and I'm a big sucker for winner shots. Music plays it perfectly. Again, this character, I'm trying to figure out if I remember who he is, or if it's a new character. My memory's not what they used to be. I'm trying to have a quick glance at the background without going through frame by frame. If anything, it looks kind of out of the ordinary. Don't think I recognize the planet. And obviously we've talked a bit about this next bit where shading is quite much more advanced. There's a lot of criticism, which I never got about the initial, like when the Clone Wars came out as a movie and theatrical release. But the animation might look very blocky and woody. I'm like, well, yeah, that's a style. Why are you complaining about it? It's the style. It's nothing to complain about. They've definitely made leaps and bounds. I mean, the Clone Wars is definitely a labor of love, and you can't see that any more, but you can see in this shot here. I smile at this. I mean, it is a bit self-congratulatory, but sure, hashtag Clone Wars saved. I mean, that's my favourite part of the trailer. This is so beautiful, and this is really excited for the visuals we're going to see. I mean, there were parts of Clone Wars which were visually just amazing, and there were some fight scenes which were so brilliantly choreographed and very Star Warsy. I think people often cite the fight between I keep wanting to say Bane. His name's not Bane, but he does wear a mask and he's blue. And his name is going to be, maybe it is Bane. Whatever. Between him, Quinlan Voss, and Obi-Wan. And obviously, one of my favorite scenes is the fight between Palpatine, Maul, and Savage. So yeah. Well, I'm going to leave it there just because I'm vaguely aware that I need to go to bed because as you might tell, I'm exhausted. I should have taken a nap, but instead, 2 big trailers were dropped and I just had to do a review of them because, hey, content, you got content. So I'm going to leave it now. Thanks to 2 people who are watching, assuming they're not both actually me. Awkward if they are, because I just congratulated myself twice, which is very self-congratulatory. But yeah, no, let me know what you think of the trailer. Comment below, subscribe. I have a video scheduled to come out Saturday 1 o'clock, so that's definitely going to happen. That's my next piece of content, unless someone decides to drop a trailer tomorrow. And yeah, see you when I see you. Thank you very much for watching. I'm just allocating my words out so I have time to switch windows to OBS. Sorry about that. Bye.